Harvest.
Good afternoon, listeners of Ifrikya FM in every corner of Africa, and welcome to today's main news harvest. And here are the top stories from across the continent. Starting with Western Sahara as a new development occur with the court ruling on South African support. We start with the Western Sahara case where the Sahrawi Arab Democratic Republic President and Secretary General of the Polisario Front, Ibrahim Ghali, hails a recent European Court of Justice decision as a significant victory for the Sahrawi people. He calls on the European Union to respect this ruling, emphasizing the shock it has caused to Morocco Makhzen regime, which continues to exploit resources in the dispute's territory. South Africa's Minister of Justice and Correctional Services, Ronald Ozil Lamola, reaffirms his country's unwavering support for Western Sahara's right to self-determination during a recent event. Let's take a listen.
We continue to call for the allowance and the self-determination of the people of Western Sahara. We continue to call that what is happening in Western Sahara is not in line with international law. The people of Western Sahara deserve self-determination. They deserve to run their own country. It is in this regard that we continue to engage with the United Nations Special Envoy on this matter with one clear goal: self-determination for the people of Western Sahara.
Turning now to South Sudan, as it's facing an increasing refugee crisis, now hosting over 500,000 refugees in 30 locations across the country, according to the UN Refugee Agency. The ongoing conflicts in neighboring countries, especially Sudan, are placing a heavy burden on South Sudan's already fragile resources. In Libya, an African Union delegation led by Mauritanian President Mohamed Ould El-Ghazouani has been in talks with Libyan officials to mediate peace efforts in Libyan. Prime Minister Abdul Hamid Dbiba expresses his willingness to hand over power to any elected government chosen by the Libyan people as part of a national reconciliation initiatives. In Tunisia, the Independent Electoral Commission has confirmed that President Kais Saied won a second term with 90.69% of the votes. The overwhelming victory secures his continued leadership in the North African Union amid ongoing political and economic challenges. Turning to the health world, as the Health World Organization has confirmed that 15 African countries have reported cases of Mpox virus since the start of 2024. The organization warns that new variants are adding complexity to controlling the virus, urging African nations to bolster public health efforts to combat this spread. And turning to other news in Tanzania, as Tanzania Senior Conservation Officer of Tanzania National Parks emphasized the importance of conservation efforts in preserving Tanzania's natural heritage. Speaking at the ongoing Swahili International Tourism Expo in Dar es Salaam, Aldum Dugi, the senior, highlights the importance of investing in these touristic areas on Mohammed Yahyawi's microphone.
At Site 2024, we do have over 100 buyers, over 150 exhibitors. We welcome brothers and sisters to come and visit Tanzania national parks, and we are the home of the three natural wonders of Africa: the Serengeti National Park, Kilimanjaro Mountain, the Roof of Africa, and the Ngorongoro Conservation Area. Welcome, brothers and sisters in Tanzania.
Moving to sports, the African Cup of Nations 2025 qualifiers continues with Guinea set to face Ethiopia and Morocco playing against the Central African Republic today. These matches will be crucial as teams compete for qualification in the prestigious tournament. Meanwhile, Cameroon's football coach Marc Brice has threatened to resign after clashing with the country's football federation, despite leading his team to victory against Kenya last week. And in other news, Equatorial Guinea celebrates its 56th independence anniversary from Spain today. Reflecting on the long struggle for freedom since 1968, celebrations are taking place across the country, honoring the resilience and achievement of the nation since its independence. Happy Independence Day to all Equatorial Guinea. That concludes our news for today. Stay tuned for more updates and for the French Roundup with Yunus Jama. Don't forget to stay on our wave every single time with Ifrikya FM, the voice of Africa.